Hello and welcome to V News Bulletin. Coming up next, we have your top stories. National Assembly deliberates socio-economic development performances in 2015. Bắc City signed cooperation deal with Shep City of the Czech Republic. Garment sector forecast to further grow in the year-end months. Continuing the 10th session of the 13th National Assembly on November 2nd, legislators discussed the outcomes of the Socio-Economic Development Plan in 2015, as well as orientations for the next year's plan.
A majority of National Assembly deputies held the outcomes of the Socio-Economic Development Plan in 2015. Notably, the macroeconomy and foreign exchange rates were stabilized, while inflation was kept under control, and foreign currency reserves increased remarkably. The country's GDP recorded the fastest growth in the last 5 years. However, the deputies also pointed out limitations and challenges facing the economy, including low productivity and weak competitiveness of the economy. The country has seen high budget overspending, growing trade deficit, rocketing public debt and bad debt. Meanwhile, the incomplete institutions of the market-oriented economy, high rate of unemployment and poor skills of the workforce are also pressing issues. The deputies put forth a wide range of solutions to develop human resources, increase development investment for businesses, especially small and medium-sized enterprises, in parallel with upgrading infrastructure system and ensuring living conditions for relocated residents.
On November 2nd, the People's Committee of Bắc City signed a cooperation agreement with Shep City of the Czech Republic. More details coming up next. The two first discussed the agreement in August 2014 before inking a memorandum of understanding 3 months later in Shep, which is located in the Karlovy Vary region. Under their newly formed twinning relations, they will support joint activities between their residents in culture, art, education and sports, among others. Information exchanges and promotion publications will be a highlight, helping them understand each other's history and current development. They agreed to prioritize delegation exchanges to build future collaborative programs with focuses on trade, services, construction, environment, education and culture. The partnership between the private and public sectors in infrastructure development was the main topic of a seminar held in Ho Chi Minh City on November 2nd. Let's find out more.
The seminar was organized by the British Consulate General in Ho Chi Minh City and Infrastructure UK under the British Treasury. At the event, British representatives shared experience in working out plans and implementing infrastructure development projects with a view to drawing the broader engagement of the private sector. They noted that the collaboration between the public and private sectors should go in line with frameworks of legal policy, institution, industrial finance and operation. In reality, the public-private partnership in the UK over the last decade has laid a foundation for the modernization of public services, as 900 projects worth hundreds of millions US dollars were invested by private companies.
The same day, domestic and foreign experts gathered at a workshop in Ho Chi Minh City to share research results and experience in developing rubber plantation and rubber products.
Reports presented at the event focuses on measures and technological advances to reduce costs and increase benefits and sustainability for the rubber industry. According to the experts, the continuous reduction of rubber prices in recent years has caused difficulties for the industry, not only in Vietnam but also in the region and the world. The main reason is the strong decline in demand of major importers. Vietnam currently has nearly 978,000 hectares of rubber trees, ranking third in the world in terms of output and second in productivity. Experts at the workshop suggested Vietnam further improve rubber quality to increase prices and benefits. It should also explore new markets such as Turkey, Japan, and the Republic of Korea, in order to mitigate the negative impacts of the world's rubber prices on domestic plantation and processing.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture has released a synopsis on the Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement on Agriculture, providing a list of American products that will receive tax reduction or exemption when entering the Vietnamese market. More in the following.
According to the document, Vietnam will remove import tariffs on 90% of U.S. agricultural products within the next 5 years or sooner. Within the next 5 to 10 years after the TPP takes effect, the import tariff on pork and products made of pork imported into Vietnam will be eliminated from the current rate of 30%. At present, the U.S. exports some $2.2 million worth of pork products. Other products such as frozen meats and fresh meats will enjoy a zero tariff in the next 8 to 10 years. Milk products will also be relieved of the current 20% tax rate over the next 5 years, while cheese, formula milk, and liquid milk will become tax-free immediately.
The Prime Minister has approved an action plan to realize the automotive industry development as part of the Vietnam industrialization strategy. More details coming up next. The strategy was laid down in the Vietnam-Japan Cooperation Framework through 2020 and a vision towards 2030. The plan is set to maintain domestic manufacturing and assembling of automobiles and spare parts, increase healthy auto demand with regards to infrastructure development and environmental impacts. The plan aims to develop supporting industries, cut down costs of production and logistics, and take part in regional and global production networks by 2020. It also involves new adjustments of auto taxes and fees and simplified import procedures for automotive components from overseas suppliers. Import taxes will be cut on spare parts that are unable to be manufactured locally. Auto and automobile components will be added to the list of key mechanical products encouraged for development, while businesses in automotive supporting industries can access soft loans from the state fund for development of small and medium-sized enterprises. The action plan also looks to develop special industrial clusters for the auto industry. According to the Vietnam Automobile Manufacturers Association, automobile sales in September amounted to 21,366, up 32% from the same period last year. The figure marked the 30th consecutive upward trending month for the market, which is forecasted to continue to rise in the last quarter of this year, thanks to a number of incentives and automobile exhibition events. By the end of September, total automobile sales had reached 163,443 units, up 53% from the same period last year. The People's Committee of Phu Quoc District in Kiên Giang Province has announced that an air route from the southern resort island to China's Guangzhou city will begin in 2016.
The Phu Quoc International Airport and the Chinese airline agreed at a recent meeting to launch the air route connecting Phu Quoc and Guangzhou City in China's southern Guangdong Province in January 2016, with 3 flights each week. The new service is hoped to bring more tourists to the island, which is known for its beautiful beaches. The island district and the Phu Quoc International Airport are completing necessary legal procedures and making preparations for the opening of the new route. In the past 10 months, Phu Quoc welcomed 750,000 local and international tourists, up 44% against the same period last year. In the remaining 2 months, up to 85 to 90% of rooms in hotels and resorts have been booked, and tourist arrivals are expected to reach 850,000 at the end of 2015, surpassing its year target.
Bến Tre Province in the Mekong Delta, which is the hardest hit by climate change in Vietnam, has approved a project to prevent erosion, planting 50 hectares of submerged forest to protect the Thừa Đức Sea Dike in Bình Đại district.
Transport infrastructure and irrigation works will be built next year. The project, funded with the province's state budget and Vietnam's support program to respond to climate change, cost about $1.9 million. Seawater intrusion, sea sand intrusion, and erosion damaged about 42 hectares of forest in Bình Đại district in the 2011 to 2014 period, according to local officials.
Seawater intrusion had eroded 1.3 hectares of forest planted outside the sea dike in Thừa Đức commune from 2009 to 2013.
My mother had leased 10 submerged forests in Thừa Đức Thừa Tiên hamlet to breed shrimp and crabs. However, every year, seawater intrusion have eroded about 1 hectare of forest a year. The leased land now covers about 3 hectares.
Bình Đại district has more than 1,080 hectares of forest, including production and protection forests. More than 22 hectares of land in the coastal areas has eroded, affecting nearly 100 families.
Vietnam introduced its traditional culture at the 2015 Asian Ethnic Cultural Performances opening show held in Hong Kong, China on November 1st. Vietnamese people living in Hong Kong and Macau, China, brought to the event a number of special dances imbued with Vietnamese cultural identity. These performances received a warm welcome from visitors. The 2015 Asian Ethnic Cultural Performances also presented the cultures of 16 other Asian countries and territories and ASEAN nations, including Japan, India, the Republic of Korea, and Singapore. Started in 2010, the event aims to promote cultural exchange by showcasing traditional ethnic music and dance performances by Asians residing in Hong Kong. Hanoi's tourism sector is planning a number of activities to make breakthroughs and boost sustainable development with a focus on cultural tourism.
With thousands of years of history, Hanoi has a unique culture with various historical relic sites, festivals, and trade villages, which are helping the city become more attractive to both domestic and foreign tourists. Along with ecotourism, resorts, and entertainment centers, culture tourism is also defined as a core pillar in the city's tourism master plan until 2020, with a vision to 2030 and related projects. The new Department of Tourism is also expected to help strengthen tourism management and promotion. The city will analyze its tourism market and reviewing the number of accommodation facilities, transport firms, and travel agents for better management. It is set to take part in the Chata Tourism Fair in Japan and offer intensive tourism training to locals in a number of trade villages like Bát Tràng, Vạn Phúc, and Phú Vinh. Some major projects will also be implemented to develop diverse tourism forms, including those to increase Hanoi's tourism products from 2016-2020 with orientation to 2030, promote the Dòng Festival space in Gia Lâm and Sóc Sơn districts, and upgrade the Ba Vì Suối Hai area to a national tourism site by 2020. In the first half of this year, the capital welcomed over 9.98 million visitors, a 3.38% rise year-on-year, including 1.53 million foreign arrivals, up 5% over the same period last year.
And that was the end of our news bulletin. Thank you for your attention. For more information, please log on to our website at www.vietnamplus.vn. We'll see you soon.